Alright, people. The time has finally come. Get ready to hate me. Hey, everybody. Welcome to another top 10 list. And today I will be sharing top 10 movies that I hate, but everyone else likes. Yes. So, a few weeks back, I did a top 10 movies I like, but everyone hates. Now I am doing the opposite. I am doing top 10 movies I hate, but everyone else likes. And as I said in the intro, get ready to hate me because, boy, we got some movies in here that are very beloved by everybody, just people in general, and then movie lovers and whatnot. Most people love these movies, and yeah, I don't like these movies, and I'm going to talk about why I don't. And yeah, so yeah, this is a top 10 list, but I also have an honorable mention. I didn't have any honorable mentions in the last one, but the reason why there's an honorable mention is because um, see, my honorable mention was originally my number 10, but then I forgot a certain movie to add. And I'm like, oh yeah, I hate that movie more than I hate this one. So I'm gonna move. So I moved that up to number 10, and then I put my honorable mention in my honorable mentions. But so yeah, I have one honorable mention, and you know what? I'm gonna go and I do have a little bit to talk. I will talk about this certain movie for a little bit, but then I'm going to jump into the top 10. So, anyways, so I'm gonna go ahead and get started. But I'm gonna talk about my honorable mention. My honorable mention for this list of movies I hate but everyone else likes is, and this one might piss some people off, much like the rest of the list. That is Uncut Gems. Yeah. Now, okay, hate is a strong word. Um, I think only maybe my top three I actually hate, but like most of these movies I don't really hate. I just wanted to say hate instead of dislike. But so I don't hate this movie. I don't like it though. I've only seen it once and I don't know if I'll ever watch it again. Uncut Gems. I will give it this. Adam Sandler is very good in it. Yes. Now, I will say that it is not his best performance. That would be Punch Drunk Love. But he was very good in this film, and I do respect it. I do respect the reason. I mean, I do. Shit. Um, I do respect the fact that this movie put Adam Sandler back on the map, because before this, for about 10 years or so, he was doing nothing but bad movies. And I will say I don't really necessarily think that this is a bad movie. I'm just not a fan of it. But I do respect it, it won him respect again. So I respect it for that. But I'm not a fan of it. I didn't find the story really that interesting at all. Not even like unique or anything. Like I was actually whenever I first saw this movie, I actually had a double feature with this and Punch Drunk Love, and that was the first time watching both of them. And I loved Punch Drunk Love like right away. But really did not like Uncut Gems. I found it very disappointing, and I thought that maybe it would be similar to Punch Drunk Love, but it wasn't. Not at all. But anyways, yeah, okay. I'm sorry for rambling a little bit, but yeah, that's my honorable mention is Uncut Gems. Not a fan, but just be thankful it didn't make the top 10. And if you are a fan of this movie, good for you. If you like any of these movies, then that's great. This is just my list. Just keep in mind, my list. I don't like these movies, but I know, I know a lot of people do. So let's just, yeah, try not to give me shit in the comments. I mean, just yeah. But anyways, all right, let's go ahead and get started, shall we? With the top 10, with my number 10. All right. So my number 10 is a movie that I have reviewed on the channel. I mean, go ahead and check it out all you want, but here's the thing. I was a little positive on this movie when I reviewed it. But now thinking back, I don't like this movie. Now, I have it at number 10 because I don't necessarily hate it. There are some things I like about it, but what I really hate about this movie is I do find it overrated. Even though a lot of people will say that they find it underrated, I think it's overrated. I am the only person that I know that has ever said anything bad about this movie. Everybody has said good things about this movie, and that's the main reason why I really don't like this movie because I don't think it's that good. But anyways, my number 10 is shit, I accidentally turned my phone off. Okay. My number 10 is True Romance. Yes, True Romance. Yeah. Now, if you want to watch my review, go ahead. But I was a little positive on it, like I said. I was a little bit, but however, I still had some negatives, and yeah, I don't think this is a very good movie. Like, I really don't. The only things I think are good and that I like about the movie are the performances by pretty much everybody. Even Christian Slater, which I'm not a Christian Slater fan, but he was fine. Um, yeah, the performances by everybody is good. Um, and the dialogue, very good dialogue, but it was written by Quentin Tarantino, who writes very good dialogue. Um, and also a certain scene that involved Christopher Walken and Dennis Hopper. That was a great scene. That was a very good scene. I don't know if I would ever watch this movie again, but if if I had some sort of urge to watch it again, I would just watch that scene alone. That was a great scene. Um, However, though, that's it. That's about it. All the positives I can give about this movie. I don't think the story is anything special at all, much like Uncut Gems, but this one's not even really that original. I mean, you also have another movie that Quentin Tarantino wrote that's somewhat similar to this. I mean, also very different, but that is Natural Born Killers, which I think is a much better movie. Um, Although, yes, I know uh, Oliver Stone he really did most of the work for that film, not Tarantino. You know, in terms of the story, but you know, the original story was Quentin Tarantino. But you know, there's been movies like that, and also like Wild at Heart. Like really, the idea has been done pretty much. I mean, I know it's not exactly like those movies, but I don't know. It's not real. There's nothing really too special about the story. I don't really care for the characters either. Although yes, I like the performances. The only character I kind of liked was Gary Oldman's character. He was pretty funny. I kind of liked him, but everyone else, you know, performances aside, I didn't think any of the characters besides Gary Oldman's was too special. And don't even get the editing was bad too. I didn't like the editing. It was really bad. And don't even get me started. I know a lot of people like it. I hate it. I hate the score for this film. Hans Zimmer's score for this movie. I hate it because it sounds like he's scoring another fucking movie. It doesn't sound like he's scoring it doesn't fit the movie at all. And I think that might be a reason why people like it because it's different. But it doesn't work. It doesn't work for me. I mean the music itself isn't bad, but it just doesn't work with the movie. I really hate it. I really do. So yeah, I really don't like True Romance. If it was directed by Tarantino, then maybe I would like it. I know I'd like it a lot better. But yeah, and this is I think the only Tony Scott movie I've ever seen. I mean, I have others on my list. I have Beverly Hills Cop 2 and Top. I still haven't seen Top Gun, but yeah, I have that on the list. Hopefully those are better. But yeah, I'm not a fan of True Romance, and I'm sorry for rambling, but this might be a little long of a video. But then again, what video of mine isn't long? So yeah. Anyways, yeah, True Romance. That is my number 10. All right, my number 9. Now this one. Okay, actually, you know what? The next two films are actually by the same director, and is a very beloved director. I'm honestly not a huge fan of the director. Yes, there are some movies I do enjoy by this certain director, but I'm not a big fan of him, of his work for the most part. But I only have two of his films on here. So this first one, yeah, number 9 is The Social Network. Yes, directed, of course, by David Fincher, who is a director I honestly find to be pretty overrated, honestly. I, yeah, I don't know. There's just something about his films I just don't enjoy for the most part. Now, some of the movies I like Fight Club, I like Panic Room, I even like Alien 3, and my favorite of his is actually The Curious Case of Benjamin Button. Make fun of me all you want, but that movie is a masterpiece, and that's my favorite David Fincher film. I'm not a huge fan of Seven. I didn't put this on the list though because at least Seven has a very good ending. But the movie itself is kind of for me. Um, and the girl with the dragon tattoo, I thought Rooney Mara was amazing in it, but other than that, wasn't a big fan. But I didn't put that on the list either. However, Social Network, this movie is boring. Um, there are a lot of other boring movies on here. Like a lot of these movies, I really don't like because I think they're boring. This is one of them. However, the reason why this one is a little bit, is lower is because at least this one's shorter. This is actually a pretty short movie. Um or at least it feels like it's short. I'm not entirely sure exactly how long it is. I'm not sure if it's actually 2 hours. If it is, it doesn't feel like it. Like it goes by pretty fast actually, which is kind of a problem I have with it is the pacing. But the movie itself is kind of boring. It's not the most boring movie I've ever seen. In fact, another David Fincher movie coming up I think is even more boring than this, and that's the next one. But now, okay, I think the only positives I can get the Social Network is I do think Jesse Eisenberg is very good as Mark Zuckerberg. He gave a good performance, and my biggest positive is the score by Trent Reznor and Atticus Ross. Honestly, in my opinion, yeah, that's the best thing about the movie. It's the score. The score is very good. And like I said, Jesse Eisenberg is pretty good too. But that's about it. It's been a little while since I've seen this movie. I will watch it again. If I am planning on doing a David Fincher ranking someday, so I will rewatch that for sure. I don't know if I'll rewatch the next one because I really don't like this next movie, but I will rewatch Social Network. I will. But yeah, as of right now, and by then maybe my opinion will change a little, but right now I'm not a fan of the Social Network. I don't get the hype. I don't really think it's that great of a movie. I don't think it's terrible, but I don't think it's that great of a movie. Like even the screenplay, a lot of people say the screenplay's so good. It was boring, so I can't really say much about the screenplay. But yeah, Social Network, not a fan. That is my number 9. All right, my number 8, another David Fincher film. And oh god, I this movie bored the shit out of me. Like I oh man, I don't even know if I want to watch it again. But yeah, a lot of people love it. My number 8 is Zodiac. Yes. I did do a review on this. I forgot to mention that. But yeah, I did do a review of this. Check it out if you want. But my god, I this movie almost put me to sleep. I really, really could not stand this movie. It was just so boring. I no, no. I mean, I don't know. Seven was kind of boring too, but at least it had a great third act and a well, a good third act and a great ending. The only thing this movie has that kind of got my attention were some of the scenes with the killer, um, with the killer and his hostages. That's about it. Those scenes were pretty entertaining, but the rest of the movie wasn't. I mean, yeah, it has good performances, but even the performances couldn't save this movie for me. I just, I really did not like this movie, and it felt like it was longer than it actually was, which it was 2 hours, but a boring 2 hour film feels like a for it feels like a boring like 4 or 5 hour film. So yeah, I really did not like Zodiac. I don't know if I'll rewatch it when I do the ranking. I don't know yet, but yeah. So maybe I'll watch some of it, but if it bores the shit out of me again, I won't finish it. So yeah. So yeah, Zodiac, that is my number 8. Okay, my number 7 is another movie that I find to be really boring from a director that is very well beloved. However, I do like this director. I am a fan of this director, but this is my least favorite of his, and it is a very critically acclaimed film. I think some people might even say it's his best, and they might even say it's his most underrated film. I think it's his most overrated film. I just could not get into it, and I don't think I ever want to watch it ever. I don't think I'll ever watch it again. My number 7 is Paths of Glory. Yes, Paths of Glory. If you've seen my Stanley Kubrick ranking, this was way down at number 13. This is my least favorite Stanley Kubrick film. This movie again just bored the shit out of me. I don't know. It does have good, it has good tracking shots and whatnot, and I guess Kirk Douglas was pretty good. And the ending was okay, but that's about it. I could not get into it. It was just boring. That's it. That's all I'm going to say about it. It's a boring movie, a boring war film, not exciting. I do like some war movies, but God, this was I really did not like Paths to Glory. So yeah, Paths to Glory. That is my number 7. Okay, my number. Let's see, that was my number 7. My number 6. Okay, my number 6. Now, okay, now this one I wasn't quite sure if I should put it on this list because I wasn't quite sure. I don't know. Maybe this might be a divisive movie. I'm not really sure. But I put it on the list because I think I've mostly heard good things and bad things about this movie. So I just went ahead and put it on here because mostly heard good things. And I think my brother even likes this movie. I don't like it. My number 6 is a comedy by the Farrelly brothers who did movies such as Dumb and Dumber, There's Something About Mary, and Stuck on You, which I love those three movies. This one I did not. My number 6 is Kingpin. Yeah, I really did not like Kingpin. I thought it wasn't funny. I thought it was cringy, honestly. It was a very cringy movie. I didn't care for Woody Harrelson that much in this film, and I love Woody Harrelson, but I didn't like him very much in this film. And God, I could not stand Randy Quaid. He's funny in the vacation movies as Cousin Eddie, or yeah, but in this movie he was not funny. He was annoying. I hated Randy Quaid in this film. The only one that I kind of liked was Bill Murray. Bill Murray was kind of funny. He was, he played a douchey character, the villain, but he wasn't in it enough, unfortunately. But he was the only thing I liked about the movie. It was Bill Murray. Other than that, yeah, I've only seen this once, and it was a while ago, so maybe I'll give it another try. But I don't really want to because I remember Randy Quaid. Did I say Dennis Quaid earlier? I'm gonna say Randy Quaid. I thought Randy Quaid was just so annoying. I don't know, but maybe I'll give this another try someday if I do a Fairly Brothers ranking video. Then I'll definitely give it a try at least. But I remember really not liking this movie, and I was disappointed too because I liked the Fairley Brothers. You know, all the those three other movies I mentioned, I like them. This one I really do not like. So yeah, Kingpin. I think some people might say it's an underrated movie, but no, I didn't like it. So yeah, Kingpin. That is number six. Okay, now we're in the top five, top five, top five. I don't know. I'm keeping it in. It's funny. All right, now we're in the top five. So my number five, my number five is a. This is a movie that will piss off. If you're a Star Wars fan, most likely this one would piss you off. This is a Star Wars movie, and if you see my ranking for all the Star Wars movies, this was at the bottom. This was my least favorite. My number five is Rogue One, a Star Wars story. Oh God! Again, like Paths of Glory and Zodiac, this movie bored the shit out of me. I, yeah, I even dislike this movie more than Rise of Skywalker. Rise of Skywalker pissed me off, but everyone hates that movie, so of course it's not on the list. That movie pissed me off, but at least it wasn't boring. This movie, I'll take a boring movie over a movie that at least I feel something with. I didn't feel anything with this movie other than the ending with Darth Vader and the Rebels. That's the only thing I liked about this movie. That was at least entertaining, but that only was like about 30 seconds, and it was at the very end of the film. Other than that, this movie was just so goddamn boring. Like, even Solo, I thought that movie was kind of boring too, but at least there was some good stuff about it. At least it actually had some interesting stuff about it in the movie. I liked Han and Chewie's relationship in it, their friendship in the film. This one didn't have anything. Like, nothing. Not even the performances, which, I mean, weren't terrible, but they weren't great either. Like, there was nothing. And none of the characters either. I I really did not like Rogue One. Like, I really didn't, and I will never watch it again, ever. No. Yeah, Rogue One. That is my number five. All right, my number four. Another boring movie, and this one is very beloved. In fact, it's even a Best Picture winner. I I don't understand why people like this movie. I think again, like Kingpin, I think even my brother likes this movie. I don't get the love for this film. I didn't even think it was that good, but for the most part, it was boring as hell. My number four is Gladiator. Yes, I know. I really did not like Gladiator at all. I thought it was beyond boring, and God, um, I remember I was actually I'm still gonna I'm still gonna go back to it someday, but I was actually working on I was actually working on a list of like best picture winners, and I'm gonna save that for the best for a list I'm going to do of best picture winners of the 2000s. But yeah, I kind of stopped doing that. But that's why I watched it, was for that, and I couldn't stand it. I was just bored throughout the film, and I don't even think it's that good. Uh, like, the performances weren't really that great. Other than Joaquin Phoenix, he was pretty good. But even he wasn't like it. This is definitely not his best performance. I mean, he was very good, but he was definitely the best performance in the film. But even his performance didn't really stand out that much. But yeah, and Russell Crowe was boring, and the story was boring. I hated I didn't like the cinematography, and I hated the editing It was so bad. Um, and I I just couldn't get into this movie. Um, Now the story, I will say, a movie. I don't know if any other can compare it to this, but I mean, this is a story that has been done to death. Anyways, this is no pun intended, by the way, done to death. But this is, a revenge story about someone, whose father got killed, and he's seeking out revenge of the killer. I'll tell you a movie I think did it a lot better than this was The Northman. And I actually have seen The Northman. I'm sorry for not reviewing the movie, but I did watch The Northman and I really liked it actually. I really enjoyed it. And I thought it was much better than this. This was just so boring. I could not get into it. Um I really did not like Gladiator. I I'm sorry. If you were a Gladiator fan, I apologize. I really did not like Gladiator at all. However, there are three other movies that I actually hate more than Gladiator. But yeah, I really don't like Gladiator, and that is my number four, Gladiator. All right, my number three. Okay, now this one, along with Kingpin, I'm not really sure about this one either because I don't know. This might be divisive too, but I have heard more good things and bad things about this movie, so I decided to put it on here, and I really hate this movie. My number three is a comedy, much like Kingpin, and that is Tenacious D in the Pick of Destiny. I think I've seen this twice on TV. A long time ago, and I think the first time I thought it was all right, but then the second time I couldn't stand it. I was like, my god, this movie sucks. Like, what? This movie's terrible. And then I, later, I've heard people saying that it's a funny movie and whatnot, and I'm like, what? I'm like, yeah, people were praising it. I'm like, no, this movie sucks. Like, no. I do kind of like Jack Black and Kyle Gass. I like them. I like him too. But and Tenacious D is all right. Their band, but this movie is so bad. Like, and it wasn't funny. It was very cringy. There's a really cringy scene involving Bigfoot that I hated. I don't even think I liked it the first time I saw it. And yeah, I really could not stand this film. I don't know if I'll ever watch it again. I was actually thinking before doing this list, I was actually thinking on watching it again just to see if I should do it. But then I'm like, I don't ever want to watch that Bigfoot scene again. So yeah, um, Tenacious D, The Pick of Destiny. This one sucks. I don't understand why people like this movie. I I hate it. Yeah, Tenacious D and the Pick of Destiny is my number three. Okay, my number two is a movie that I did review on the channel. Go check it out. And yeah, I hated it even then. Um, I think this is the worst movie I have ever reviewed, honestly. My number two is Booksmart. Yeah, Booksmart. I hated Booksmart, and I still do. Okay, now there is one positive thing I will say about this movie are the performance and the chemistry between the two leads. That is Caitlin Dever and Beanie Feldstein. They had good chemistry, and even performance-wise, even their performances aren't too bad. I will give it that. So no, nothing against them. I thought they were definitely the best thing about the movie. And I did buy the characters' friendship too because of their chemistry in the film, as the performances and whatnot. So yeah, nothing against them. Although the characters, I didn't hate the characters, but I wasn't really into the characters. But I thought the performances by the actresses were, decent at least. Other than that, this movie is garbage. Like it's not funny. It's cringy as hell. I think it's the most cringiest film I've ever seen. Um, like I don't know. Um, I'm sorry. I'm just blanking because this movie sucks. The writing wasn't good. I mean, it's pretty much, honestly, it's pretty much like Super Bad, but of course, a female led Super Bad. I mean, nothing against a female led Super Bad, but this was just done poorly. Um, and yeah, I didn't like the story. I didn't like the characters too much. Don't even get me started about the soundtrack. Worst soundtrack I've ever heard in my life. It was garbage. Um, yeah, this movie was so bad. I Every time I think about it, it just leaves a bad taste in my mouth. I fucking hate it. I hate Booksmart. I think there I did have heard some people say that it like some people say that they have revisited it and it didn't hold up as well as it did when it first came out. That it's not really that good now. Which yeah, thank you. But But then again, I didn't watch it when it came out. I think I watched it last year, I think, like early last year or something like that, not too long after I moved in here and not too long, after I started this channel when I reviewed it. But yeah, this movie I really don't like it. I thought Olivia Wilde's direction was really bad too. I forgot to mention that. And she has a new movie out, Don't Worry, Darling, which I heard was even worse than this. So I don't even know if I want to watch that. I don't know, but I do like Florence Pugh, but I don't know if I want to watch that or not. But yeah, I really did not like Booksmart. This was really close to being number one, but I think there's another one I hate even more. Um, at least at the moment. Maybe if I rewatch it, maybe I'll like. I don't plan on rewatching Booksmart, but I might rewatch this one, even though it is my number one on this list. But yeah, let's talk about that one, shall we? Booksmart's number two. All right, my number one. My number one movie I hate, but everyone else likes, and my God, you people love this movie. I, I don't get it. Oh God, this movie sucks. My number one is, you ready? American Psycho. Yeah, I hate American Psycho. It stars, of course, Christian Bale, an actor I really don't like at all. I think he's one of the most overrated actors ever. I don't think he's that good, honestly. People praise him so much, say he's one of the best actors ever. I don't see it. And I will give him this. He was better in this movie than he was in the Dark Knight trilogy, at least as Batman. I thought he was an okay Bruce Wayne, but as Batman, he was god awful. He is better in this, and his performance isn't that bad in this movie. But however, yeah, I still think he's annoying in this movie, especially all those memes I've been seeing with him lately. Um, and I will say though, the movie itself, or at least the story itself, isn't terrible. It has a good premise. However, what really ruins this movie for me is the ending. I hate the ending so much. I mean, I get it. I get what they were going for with the ending. No spoilers, because it is a twist ending. But the way they did it was just so bad. Like I I I hated it. It ruined the movie for me. Like I think the very first time I saw it, I was like, oh, this is okay. You know, this is fine. At least it's entertaining. But then the ending happened, and I was like, are you fucking serious? That's it? And like that was the ending? Like it was terrible. I hated it so much. Honestly, I think that's the worst ending to a movie I have ever seen. I I really I I really can't stand that ending. But yeah, um I don't know. Maybe I'll watch it again. Maybe I'll change my mind. But I don't want to. I really don't want to. I even had this movie on DVD at one point, and I gave it to my cousin because I didn't want it anymore. So yeah, but I can't stand this movie. I think what I really hate about this movie the most is how much everyone's well, beside the ending, of course, is everyone says this is like a masterpiece, and I'm like, no. You know, everyone loves this movie so much, and much like True Romance, I don't ever hear anything bad about this movie, and that's what really pisses me off the most about this film. So yeah, I I I hate American Psycho, and it is my number one movie I hate, but everyone else likes. Yeah. Okay, so there we go. There's my list for movies I hate, but everyone top 10 movies I hate, but everyone else likes. And I'm sorry for this video being long. It seems like when I talk bad about something, the video's usually long. I apologize for that, but I'm gonna end it quick because we're almost at the 40-minute mark. So, anyways, so next, well, okay, in the comments, give me your list of movies you hate, but everyone else likes. Also, tell me if you hate me or not. Try not to be too bad or too mean or whatever. But yeah. Anyway, so next okay, this coming Thursday, I'm not sure. I'm trying to think. Oh, okay, I already know what I'm gonna do. That is my yeah. That's the going to be the part 2 of my favorite sophomore albums list. So yeah. Oh man. And then for Monday, that will be a movie review. I don't know what yet. It'll be a rewatch movie, a movie I have seen before. I'll put up a poll. I don't know what will be on there yet, but yeah. Um. Anyways, yeah, those are my feature videos. So all right. So please like, subscribe, comment, and hit the bell. And also please do not unsubscribe to me after this video. So yeah. All right. So um. I'll see you. I'll see you later. All right. Peace.